Hi guys, it's Diane, the Evolved Dietitian here today, talking about 7 breakfast foods that you should consider if you have insulin resistance. You don't know if you're insulin resistant? Listen up, I have a whole list of symptoms that you might not realize means you have insulin resistance. Most of us are metabolically unwell. That means we have some form of metabolic dysfunction from what we've been doing. What the heck does that mean, Diane? Well, basically, we're at risk for heart disease, diabetes, and a number of other chronic conditions, which can ultimately lead to heart attack, stroke, can't eat by mouth because we'll get pneumonia, and a poor quality of life. So what can we do? Well, guess what? There are symptoms that we can look for that will warn us of an issue underneath the hood, if you will, before our blood glucose per se goes up, like as in type 2 diabetes. Things are going on underneath the hood way before then. So let's give ourselves a checkup. Okay, I'm going to list off some signs and symptoms of likely insulin resistance. Are you ready? Some of them are controversial, so listen up. A fasting blood glucose of 90 to 100, preferably 90, low blood glucose episodes, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, high ALT and or high GGT. It's a liver enzyme. And then you have an immediate family member with type 2 diabetes, weight gain for no reason, hard to lose weight. If you're a woman and you had a baby 9 or plus pounds, polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, poor concentration, a sugar tooth, high appetite, always hungry, anxiety, depression, a spare tire around the middle, dark skin areas, especially around your neck or your arms, or skin tags. There are some others, but these are symptoms that you are likely insulin resistant. Some doctors might, not make it a big deal, but you have to take your health into your own hands. So when it comes to these things, if you have even one of them, ask your doctor for a fasting blood glucose, an insulin, a C-reactive protein, and HDL, and then a triglyceride. Ask for these items, and if they are a little off, then maybe we can get you started on the lifestyle that will make them correct and reduce your risk for chronic diseases. So what is the lifestyle to reduce chronic disease? Well, if you are already dealing with insulin resistance, we generally have to get a lot stricter than the typical person. Well, no, the typical person is insulin resistant. But let's say I came off an island and I had no fake food and I ate only 2 times a day. I probably am not going to be insulin resistant. However, we are a different species these days. We have something called accumulated lifestyle impact, what I call ALI, and now we have to take control in a different way, a more stringent way. And it includes low carbohydrate diet, adequate protein, adequate fat, real food, real fat, real protein. Animal is best. Sounds weird, I know. We can appreciate fiber, but it doesn't mean we have to OD on it. That's for another video. Let's not succumb to stereotypical foods per meals. You don't need to have a pancake just because it's breakfast. Eat what your body needs. Your body doesn't need something different just because of the name of the meal. And then, of course, no processed foods. Again, real food. The more real, the better. The less barcodes, the more real. So breakfast foods, what are they? Here are things to consider. These are real food, protein, fat, mainly from animal sources. These are natural. Yes, you can get animal sources that are better than others when they're actually fed grass and plant items. They include eggs, meat, nuts, avocado, of course, if you're allergic to avoid, mushrooms. There are some vegetables that we can appreciate and can assist our liver health and other things in our body, but these are the least crucial than the ones above. And then, of course, the very important real animal fats, butter, ghee, even lard. It's everything that we were taught against. And I can say this because I was a raw foodist for a while, a vegan raw foodist. Oh my gosh. The least amount of energy and strength I've ever had in my life. Oh, I was lean. No, I wasn't lean. I was feeble. I was about to break. I feel better than ever. I've been eating like this for a while, and it's not all about me, but if you're insulin resistant like I was just a little bit ago, this is the way to go. I've evolved. What about dairy? And what about fruit? Well, those two things I'd like to take on an individual basis. It of course depends on how you digest dairy, but also when it comes, if you do yogurt, make sure it's full fat and very low carbohydrate, real. And then if you do fruit, make sure you're insulin sensitive by then, maybe a few berries, and don't even look at juice. It is liquefied sugar. So is soda, obviously you know that by now. So you could not do any of that, but I suggest it strongly. You could just skip a meal here and there and not even look at liquid sugar like sodas and fruit juice. I like combining both of them. It does take time to get metabolically healthy, so do what you can do. If you want to skip breakfast, if you normally eat it at 7 o'clock, have it at 8. If you normally have it at 8, or you have been having it at 8, bring it to 9, and then bring it to 10, 11, 12. And then there you have lunch. Call it whatever you will. Call it breakfast. I don't care. Just eat what your body needs. If you have a smaller eating window, that means you have less insulin exposure. I'm talking a lot about insulin, so what? Why is it such a problem? Insulin's not the bad guy, but the more we're exposed to it, the less well our body responds to it. And it sounds crazy, but that's what our typical American diet's been doing to us. So that's why intermittent fasting is so popular. Skipping a breakfast, intermittent fasting, whatever you want to call it. It permits lower insulin levels and allows our cells to put on the hearing aids for insulin again. There's a whole host of problems when our cells are not listening to insulin. It can bring up our cholesterol levels, can mess up our thyroid, and bring down our natural hormones, and mess up even our chances for fertility. So many other issues with this. So our goal is to enhance our insulin sensitivity. Movement can do that as well, but it's more about food than it is movement. However, movement's wonderful as well. This is what real food looks like. And you can get organic if you like. If you can't afford it, this is still better than any other processed item you can get. Conventional food, real conventional food, is better than any organic processed food. Okay? If you've learned anything in this video, please give me a like and share it with your friends and family. And please do subscribe so that my videos come to the top of your feed. And also, don't forget to leave me a comment or a question, something that I can address in a video. Thank you so much. Let's evolve together.